So the car, I just think I have the worst luck ever. I bought the car, the Land Rover Discovery Sport, at the height of their cost. So it was in lockdown. They had skyrocketed in price. Since then, the arse has fallen out of Land Rover. Nobody wants them. Why would you? JLR is in all manner of trouble. Government bailout, thanks very much. Not bailing me out. Bail them out. Go for the big corp, not the person. So nobody wants to buy a Land Rover. I mean, literally, if you'd ever got any aspirations to have the Land Rover brand, now is the time to get it secondhand, because you'll pick it up for nothing, like literally nothing. I know that because I'm trying to now sell the car that was in dispute. So it's back on the drive, and I'm selling it straight away. It's come back clean. It did come back clean. I want it gone. So looking at what it was worth this time last year to what it is now, we are down £6,000. Looking at what it is now versus what it was when it went in 2 years ago, we're down 10 grand, and we are 11 grand off what I paid for it. So I've lost all manner of money with that. And then the replacement car, which I'm also selling, which now actually works. Yay! So that is good. We fixed the replacement car and that is actually running like a dream, but I don't want a Land Rover. So I'm in this really awkward situation where it's actually working really well now, but I don't want Land Rover. I just don't want to be part of it. I'm done. I do not want to associate with, have a Land Rover. I know at some point it's going to need something, because all cars do. I just don't want to deal with them. I don't want to buy any of their parts. I don't want to support them. I'm not part of that gang anymore. You know, the only way, or the only thing I will move on here is the Burley Horse Trials, which is sponsored by Land Rover. That's the only thing where I'll actually go, because I like the horses. So I'm getting rid of both. Now, if you look privately on what you can sell them at, you can get more money. That is very true. Not a huge amount, but you can get more money than if you go on WeBuyAnyCar, that kind of stuff. So lots of people have said go to Motorway. And we are going to go to Motorway because we think that that is the most hassle-free way to do it. I could put them both on privately. But honestly speaking, I just want it done. You know, there's something to be said for sucking up a bit of the cost and just going, get them off the drive. I don't want to see them anymore. But here's the thing. Having made my decision, I'm not having a Land Rover anymore. I'm having a Toyota Hilux. Guess what brand of car and what model of car is having a resurgence. Guess what is the most popular car pickup truck for people to have? A Toyota Hilux. So I could have a Ford Ranger. I could have the Mitsubishi What's-It. I wouldn't have the Navara, but I could have the Amok. I could have the Isuzu. I could have any of the others. I don't want them. I want a Toyota Hilux Invincible X. It's what I want. I've spent months, as you and I know, researching it. Having a look at what I want is costing way more this year than it was last year. So now I'm thinking, hang on a minute, what I wanted to buy last year, I could have got for about £4,000 less than I'm having to pay this year. £4,000 is a lot of money. It's like a lot of money. Somebody, just on the money thing, I get the odd quote, how can you talk about being skint? Somebody said the other day, how can you talk about being skint when you live in an old house? You sit in front of a panelled wall and you have a litany of knitwear. And I was just like, oh my God. Well, the first statement answers the rest of it. You live in an old house. That's why we haven't got any money. You sat in front of a panelled wall. What does that tell you? What actually does that tell you? You can get a panelled wall from B&Q. What is that telling you about me? I do have a litany of knitwear, and my knitwear comes from Sainsbury's in the main. This was, I think I told you at the time, this was £4.99 in the sale, or I get it from the charity shops. So what does any of that tell you? Nothing. But anyway, £4,000 is a lot of money, and to have to shell out an extra £4,000 on a car that was £4,000 less last year because they've suddenly become mega popular is very hurty. So I'm still 99% sure we are just going to suck this up. We're going to find a way to do it. And basically, I'm just going to have more miles on it, aren't I? I'm going to have an older version, which is fine. More miles on it. As I've said, I want heated seats and I want 4 wheels and I want an engine and I want it to go. So I will suck that up. But it's just, I feel a little bit like, what is going on? Why is it? I mean, have I had anything to do with it? We know that hundreds of thousands of people have been watching these videos. Please like, subscribe and share. And somebody said to me, why don't you get an X5? They're really good pulling cars. And I'm like, because I don't want a BMW. BMWs are brilliant. BMWs are great. BMW parts are really, really expensive. For the same with the Touareg. The one that I did think about was the Rexton. And I think we had this conversation. I was really keen on a Rexton. It was a family car. It was slightly more comfortable, blah, 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 blah. But it just doesn't have the same reliability. Every single time you go round the houses, you come back to a Toyota Hilux. So I suppose the way I can offset this is that, you know, this car, when I'm an old doddery pensioner, which doesn't feel like it's that far away from me. And I'm not saying that pensioners are old and doddery. I'm saying because I know I will be one. I'm doddery right now, approaching 50. By the time I get into my 70s, I know I'm going to be a walking disaster. But I'll still be probably getting into my Toyota Hilux that I'll have had for 20 odd years because I'm never going to sell it because it was so expensive at the time. But yeah, it feels like the second-hand sales market is as skewed, as fixed, as forced as the dealerships. You know, it doesn't matter which way you go. They're all owned by each other. They all own each other. They all are in it together for the best price, the what price, you know, and you go on Auto Trader and then you get tyre kickers. And will you not? No, I won't. I've literally put it on here, price to sell. I don't have that margin. Don't come all the way around, have a look. Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Well, that's what it was in the advert, so you shouldn't have come all this way, should you? So, yeah, I think it's probably just better if it does go on motorway. And I'll let you know, because I have had some good reports from that. But I just feel they've got you over a barrel every which way and how. It doesn't matter what you do or how you want to do it. I mean, I'm almost inclined to say, let's go back to kit cars. Let's just go back to make your own. You know, like you've got IKEA. Can we have an IKEA for cars? And we'll just go, right, well, I'll have that bit and I'll have that bit and I need that bit and I don't need that bit and I'm not bothered about that bit. I definitely want that. And can I have some tea lights to go in the back as well? I don't know. Call me mad, but it's just a thought.